Hello to all my favorite people. It is I, Jason Emmett, coming at you with more movie news. So I recently had the opportunity to catch an early screening of the upcoming horror flick, Sting. Sting is set to release April the 12th, and if you're afraid of spiders, well, this probably isn't the movie for you. Ahead is my spoiler-free review, but first, can you give me 20 seconds to talk about our sponsor? We'll get this out of the way, then we'll move on. Our sponsor is BustedTees.com. BustedTees.com is great for geeks like myself because they have great shirts, hats, socks, and apparel, all related to your favorite shows, games, and movies. If you head over and use our code, Jason25945 at checkout, you're going to get 20% off your purchase, which rocks for you. BustedTees.com, promo code Jason25945 at checkout. All right, let's get started with the plot of Sting. Charlotte, who is a rebellious 12-year-old girl, discovers a small spider after sneaking into her aunt and grandmother's apartment. She lives in the building with her mother and stepfather and a couple of additional characters who we meet throughout the movie. She decides to keep the spider as a pet, and she names it Sting. She puts it in a jar, and she starts to discover it's no ordinary arachnid, but it seems hyper-intelligent, can mimic sound, and it seems to be growing extremely fast. What's more, the thing seems hungry, like all the time hungry. And soon enough, the bugs she's been feeding it just aren't enough. All right, I am a lover of the horror genre. I love monster movies, and I enjoy creature features. I actually like most giant spider movies, even the schlocky ones, so Sting was right up my alley. Now, before I get too deep into this, let me start by saying this is by no means a perfect film. It plays by quite a few of the standard numbers and doesn't explore too much in the way of new territory. I could have probably told you how a lot of the film was going to play out before it actually happened. But I still enjoyed it. I appreciated the acting in the film, especially. With a small cast, you need folks who can deliver well. One familiar face in the film was Jermaine Fowler. You might know him recently from Ricky Stenicki. He was also in Coming to America and Judas and the Black Messiah. He is great in this movie and adds a nice dose of humor without going over the top or coming off as unbelievable until he does. And I don't blame him for that. It's a script thing. I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to give anything away. But his character takes a sudden change in attitude that, well, I would have preferred didn't happen. Charlotte, who is very well played by Lila Brown, does a really good job of portraying a misunderstood preteen who's trying to deal with the hurt that comes from an absentee parent. Ryan Corr, who you might know from House of the Dragon, plays the stepfather, Ethan, and it is his interaction with Charlotte that helps set the film a bit above some others in this genre. He is really struggling to connect with his stepdaughter and really wants her to see him as more of an actual father. They have a great dynamic, which I really enjoyed in this movie. Another thing that I liked, a lot, were the effects. This film used almost all practical effects, and it was from the geniuses over at Weta. So the spiders we saw, well, they never came off as fake. They were very well done, and they knew when to cut away and when to use shadow to help sell the scenes, because sometimes less is more. I actually really enjoyed this movie for what it was. This is not high art. It's a fun and campy creature feature. While the screening was going on, I saw two women actually walk out. They were smiling, and I actually got the impression the spider scenes were just too creepy for them. Honestly, my wife was struggling with the spider scenes a couple of times too, which I think is a testament to the effects. Now, after the movie, I heard one man say he didn't like it, but then I heard a couple of guys saying it was a lot of fun. I really think if you're not into these types of movies, you're going to be disappointed. But if you do like these type of movies, you're going to have a lot of fun. I was entertained, and I had a lot of fun. It reminded me of the horror films I used to enjoy back in the 90s. So Sting was written and directed by Kia Roche Turner. It is rated R for language and violence, and like I said, it's set to hit theaters on April 12th, 2024. So there you have it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, maybe go watch Arachnophobia or Eight-Legged Freaks to get you ready for this one, and stay awesome.